Previously, we tried to create the best point guard, the best shooting guard, the best forward, and the best center in the NBA. But in today's video, as suggested by Joshua, we're going to be combining all of these videos together and we're going to try to create the best team in the NBA. In order to do this, we're going to take each of our positions, and from each position, we are going to choose the 3 attributes like normal, but we are going to create an entire team. I also want to give a huge shout out to NBA Who You Got and Dale the NBA poll on Instagram. These are the original guys where I got this video to do, and the original time we actually did this video when we built a point guard using only 3 players' attributes. This time around, we switched it up a little bit with the point guards. So the players you can choose from when creating your point guard, again, you can only choose 3 of these guys. You can choose Stephen Curry's shooting, Kyrie Irving's playmaking, Patrick Beverley's defense, Russell Westbrook's dunking, De'Aaron Fox's athleticism, Ben Simmons' size, or Luka Doncic's rebounding. For shooting guard, you can choose Clay's shooting, Zach LaVine's dunking, Drew Holiday's defense, James Harden's playmaking, Jimmy Butler's rebounding, Donovan Mitchell's athleticism, or Bradley Beal's inside scoring. For forward, you can choose Kevin Durant's shooting, LeBron James' playmaking, Kawhi Leonard's defense, Zion Williamson's dunking, Giannis's athleticism, Aldridge's post scoring, Paul George's IQ, Kevin Love's rebounding, or Porzingis's size. And for forward, this is both for small forward and power forward. So you're going to use this one for both positions. And then lastly, we got centers. And from the centers, you can choose Taco Fall's height, Nikola Jokic's playmaking, Rudy Gobert's defense, Drummond's rebounding, Anthony Davis's inside scoring, Embiid's post scoring, Karl Anthony Towns shooting, and DeAndre Jordan's athleticism. All right, to show you guys an example on how to create your player, I'm in Create a Player right now, and the 3 players I chose for point guard were Stephen Curry, Kyrie Irving, and De'Aaron Fox. So what we're gonna do, for point guard, you're gonna start at 6'2". When you create your shooting guard, you're gonna start at 6'5", small forward 6'7", power forward 6'9", and center 6'11". And those are the heights you're gonna be at unless you choose the height as one of your attributes you want to take. Then you can actually go ahead and upgrade your player to that height. And then we're going to start off by lowering all our player stats to 25 overall. And once they're at a 25 overall, as you can see here, layup, standing dunk, that's all at a 25 because I didn't pick any players with those attributes. I took Stephen Curry, Kyrie, and De'Aaron Fox. So I'm going to take Curry's shooting, Kyrie's playmaking stats, and De'Aaron Fox athleticism stats. So starting off with Stephen Curry, we got a shooting. So we got close shot, mid-range shot, 3-point, and free throw that we upgraded to match Stephen Curry's ratings. And then if you choose shooting stats, you can also upgrade shot IQ. Then we chose Kyrie Irving's playmaking. That's going to include pass accuracy, ball handle, hands, pass IQ, and vision. So we upgraded all those stats to the same as Kyrie's. And also, if you take any offensive stats, so shooting or playmaking, then you can also raise up offensive consistency. And then last but not least, we took De'Aaron Fox's athleticism. So that's going to include speed with ball, lateral quickness, speed, acceleration, strength, vertical, and stamina, and hustle. And those are going to be all the stats. So we took all of those. And then what I also did, I just put my intangibles up to 99. That way our player overall actually just raises. And then of course, if you take any other stats, if you take rebounding, you're going to do both the rebounding stats. If you take defense, you're going to do all these defensive stats, and then so on and so on. It's just anything related to whatever you end up choosing. And then what you're also going to want to do is copy any of your players' badges. So any shooting badges, we're going to take from Stephen Curry. Any playmaking badges, take from Kyrie. And then I don't actually believe there's any athleticism badges, so we're not going to take any from De'Aaron Fox. But we end up with 32 badges. Curry and Kyrie got a lot of badges, so we actually lucked out with who we picked. And then I also came over here to hot zones. So we took Stephen Curry's shooting. So we're going to take all of his shooting hot zones. And then if you pick an inside player, then you'll actually upgrade your under basket shot as well. And I actually missed out on close left that I got to upgrade here real quick. So we're all done with that. And then the final thing I actually did was change all our signature moves. Since we got Curry shooting, we're going to take his jump shot. We got Kyrie's playmaking, so we're going to take his ball handle since it does include that. And yeah, that's going to be everything to create our player. And we're just going to do that for every single position that we picked. If you guys are trying this out yourself, definitely go ahead and do that. But I'll see you guys when I have my final team all made up. All right, we have finished creating our entire team, our point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Of course, we took the 3 attributes from 3 players at each position. You guys already saw who I took for point guard. And for this squad, I wanted to go for a shooting squad. It's kind of like a 3-and-D team. So pretty much everybody has around the same attributes. You saw what I did for the point guard. I did the playmaking, the shooting, and the athleticism. For shooting guard, I chose Clay shooting, Donovan Mitchell's athleticism, and Drew Holiday's defense. For small forward, I picked Kevin Durant shooting, Giannis's athleticism, and Kawhi's defense. And then for power forward, I actually went ahead and did the same thing. Since forward, it's the same for power forward or small forward. The only difference is our player is going to be 2 inches taller for power forward, and he actually goes down in overall. And then our final player here, I switched it up for the center. I actually went with Andre Drummond's rebounding, Anthony Davis's inside scoring, and Rudy Gobert's defense. So we are going to be a paint beast with this player. But overall, we got a pretty solid squad. Our point guard is an 86 overall with 32 badges. Our shooting guard's a 85 overall with 29 badges. Our small forward's a 91 with 31 badges. Power forward, despite being the exact same stats as our small forward, actually goes down to an 86 overall. And then our center is an 82 overall with 20 badges. But I think the center is actually better than what they say in terms of the overall, just because he's going to be a beast in the paint. So we have everybody shooting, and I'm hoping this guy can just get some boards for us, give us those second chance points. And of course, we needed a team, so we're going to be using the Las Vegas Aces today. And if you're wondering what the rest of the players on the team are, they're a bunch of 40 overalls, but we're actually going to be having our players play 48 minutes per game. And I turned off fatigue as well, so hopefully they don't get tired during the games. I don't know if that's going to work for the simulation. I'm hoping it does. We're just going to simulate through a season of my league, see if we can become the best team in the NBA. We're in the East despite being in Las Vegas. We're in the Eastern Conference. It's a little easier than the West, especially in 2K. Those 2 LA teams are tough to beat. We're going to see if we can come first during the regular season and possibly win an NBA championship. We do have one player with an award, and that is going to be our center. He gets Rookie of the Year, averaging 10 points and 38 rebounds per game, which is absolutely crazy. The team didn't do too good, as you can see, 41 and 41. Our point guard's on the first team, our center's on the first team, nobody on the second team, and nobody on the third team. But our power forward and center both get on the all-defensive first team. And then our shooting guard and small forward on the all-defensive second team. Of course, these are all our guys that had insane defensive stats. And then we got 3 players on the all-rookie first team and our other 2 on the all-rookie second team. So our players are doing very well, but the team isn't doing too hot. They end up getting the 7th seed. Honestly, would have preferred the 8th seed and faced off against the Boston Celtics. I think they're a little easier of a team inside of 2K. 76ers, one of the hardest teams to actually beat in here. But if we check out the league standings, you can see we barely ended up making playoffs, going 41 and 41. Ended up getting a few wins at the end of the season, 8-2 in the last 10 games. We got really lucky in actually making playoffs, but it's kind of weird how this team works out. Our chemistry is decent right now. It's at 70%, but throughout the season, if the team would win games, the chemistry would go up, but as soon as the team lost the game, it would just go way down. It got down to like 10%. So the team wasn't doing too great in terms of chemistry. They end up coming on top, barely making playoffs here. I don't know if we'll end up winning a championship or anything. But coming over to our player stats here, our top player averaged 28.6 points per game, 27, 24, 23. And so everybody averaging over 20 points per game other than our center, which is pretty insane. Rebounds per game, our center is the only one with rebounds with 38.7 rebounds per game, which is that's gotta be an NBA record. I mean, the one game he actually pulled 53 rebounds. Assists per game, our point guard, he was the only one that was good at passing, had 15.3 assists per game. All our players were pretty good on defense, as you can see here. And then our center was good down low. Field goal percentage, everybody shot decent. I mean, 40% isn't really good for field goal percentage. But 3-point percentage, somehow these guys shot just as good as their regular field goal percentage, shooting really good from the 3-point line, 45%, 45, 43, and 40%. And then our center didn't take any. So I think the big issue with this team is the fact that there was only 5 of them. They're on fire right now somehow. But I think the main issue was that there's only 5 of them. Despite I turned off fatigue, but they're still getting tired in the games. At the end of the games, they would destroy the first half, and then the end of the games just did not work out so well. And then the fact that these guys are only good at 3 things each, and I made them all good at the exact same things, which probably isn't the best idea, but I just wanted a sick 3-and-D team. Going over to league leaders, our small forward was 8th in the league for scoring. Of course, our center is way on top for rebounds per game, and our point guard is on top for assists per games. And then we got 2 players on top for steals, and our center is 2nd for blocks per game. If we compare our team to the other teams, surprisingly, they don't have the most points per game, which is crazy because this is literally just an offensive 3-pointing team, shooting team, but they only scored 114 points per game. They allowed 115, so they had a negative 1.3 difference. They actually didn't even have the most 3-point field goals attempted either, which that's literally what I made the offensive focus on the team, and what I made everybody's tendencies is to shoot threes because that's what they're good at. But I mean, it's 2K. You can't always do exactly what you want. They did have the best 3-point percentage though, which is good. They had the least amount of rebounds per game. It was pretty much just their center getting all of them. Near the bottom for assists per game. They're at the top for steals per game. Number 7 for blocks per game. So some things they did really well. Other things they did not do well at all. We got a few of our guys up here for 3-pointers made in a season, being 2nd and 3rd here. And then our center does get the record for rebounds in a season, and he actually had 1,000 more than the previous record, which is insane. Assists, our point guard gets that record as well. And then our power forward and small forward were 3rd and 4th for steals in a season. And then all of them were at the top for minutes because they played the entire game. Our center was very close to getting the record for most rebounds in a single game, but he was actually 2 off beating Wilt Chamberlain. And then same with our power forward. He was 1 off getting the steal record with 10 right there. So some pretty impressive stats for our guys. But of course, like we said before, the team didn't do so hot. But let's see what they can do against the Philadelphia 76ers. Possibly get an upset here and move on to the second round of the playoffs. So I'm going to simulate with Simcast, because when you do simulate game versus Simcast, it is a little different inside of 2K. So we're going to hop into Simcast here. And wow, the 76ers with a huge lead right off the bat, and the 76ers just blowing out our team in that first round. And as you can see right there, our team chemistry just dropped 10%. You're going to see that go down quite a bit here every time we get a loss, and then eventually it gets so bad that the team can't really even get wins unless it's about awful teams. But of course, we're facing the 76ers. So these aren't going to be easy wins. The 76ers, again, just an easy W. I don't know what our guys are doing. We got the best defenders in the NBA. They're all quick. How are we letting up so many points? I mean, they are shooting pretty poorly as well. But I mean, they should not be letting up this many points. As defenders, I thought, they would at least do decent. Literally have the best defensive stats of every player, and it's not like we're super slow, so we can't do it. But this next game, we were pretty close for a little bit here, but the 76ers are going to win. And it looks like the 76ers are going to sweep us. And the 76ers do, in fact, sweep us. So if you guys are going to try and do this challenge for yourself, definitely do not make a full team of 3-and-D players. Obviously, it's not the greatest strategy. I just wanted to see how many points we could put up if everybody was shooting threes. Also, I turned off fouls and fatigue during the season because if we had those on, then our players wouldn't even be able to get through an entire game. But I just thought it would be fun to see what kind of crazy points we can put up, and our players did put up some insane numbers. They were good on defense, just not good enough apparently. This challenge was still really fun to do. It was fun to create an entire team and see what we could do just with the limited attributes that we did get to select. I'll try it again with different positions, but this takes so long to actually set up. It takes hours just to create all the players and get the team ready. So we're going to leave it at this. I want to find out who's going to win the NBA championship. The 76ers are in the finals against the Clippers. And if the 76ers can come out on top, that would be crazy. But the Clippers end up winning. Kawhi Leonard finals MVP, but we lost to the second best team in the NBA, so that makes us the third best team. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense. That's going to be it for this video, though, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace. I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the